AN-NAML, the ant. In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. Ta-Sin. These are signs of the Quran and a lucid book, a guidance and good tidings for believers who establish the prayer and pay the zakat, and they are sure of the hereafter. As for those who believe not in the hereafter, we have made their works fearsome unto them, so that they are all astray. Those are they for whom is the worst of punishment, and in the hereafter they will be the greatest losers. Truly you receive the Quran from the presence of one wise, omniscient. Remember when Moses said unto his household, I have perceived a fire. I will bring you tidings thence, or bring to you a broad flame that you may warm yourselves. But when he reached it, he was called, saying, Blessed be whosoever is in the fire, and whosoever is round about it, and glorified be Allah, the Lord of the worlds. O Moses, lo, it is I, Allah, the Mighty, the Wise. And throw down your staff. But when he saw it moving as it were a serpent, he turned to flee headlong, and retraced not his steps. O Moses, fear not, lo, the messengers fear not in my presence. Save him who has committed an injustice, and afterward has changed evil for good. For truly I am forgiving, merciful. And put your hand into the bosom of your robe. It will come forth white but unhurt, among 9 tokens unto Pharaoh and his people. Surely they were ever evil living folk. But when our signs came unto them, plain to see, they said, This is mere magic. And they denied them the signs, though their souls acknowledged them, for spite and arrogance. Then see the nature of the consequence for the wrongdoers. And we verily gave knowledge unto David and Solomon. And they said, Praise be to Allah, who has preferred us above many of his believing slaves. And Solomon was David's heir. And he said, O mankind, we have been taught the language of birds, and have been given abundance of all things. This surely is evident favor. And there were gathered together unto Solomon his armies of the jinn and humankind, and of the birds, and they were set in battle order. Till when they reached the valley of the ants, an ant exclaimed, O ants, enter your dwellings, lest Solomon and his armies crush you unperceiving. And Solomon smiled, laughing at her speech, and said, My Lord, arouse me to be thankful for your favor, wherewith you have favored me and my friends, and to do good that shall be pleasing unto you, and include me in the number of your righteous slaves. And he sought among the birds, and said, How is it that I see not the hoopoe, or is he among the absent? I verily will punish him with hard punishment, or I verily will slay him, or he verily shall bring me a plain excuse. But he was not long in coming, and he said, I have found out a thing that ye apprehend not, and I come unto you from Sheba with sure tidings. Lo, I found a woman ruling over them, and she has been given abundance of all things, and hers is a mighty throne. I found her and her people worshipping the sun instead of Allah, and Satan has made their deeds seem fair unto them. So he has buried them from the way of truth, so that they go not aright. So that they worship not Allah, who brings forth the hidden in the heavens and the earth, and knows that what you hide and what you proclaim. Allah, there is no God save him, the Lord of the tremendous throne. Solomon said, "We shall see whether you speak truth or whether you are of the liars. Go with this my letter and throw it down unto them, then turn away and see what answer they return." The queen of Sheba said, when she received the letter, "O chieftains, lo, there has been thrown unto me a noble letter. Lo, it is from Solomon, and it is in the name of Allah, the compassionate, the merciful. Excite not yourselves against me, but come unto me as those who surrender." She said, "O chieftains, pronounce for me in my case. I decide no case till you are present with me." They said, "We are lords of might and lords of great prowess, but it is for you to command, so consider what you will command." She said, "Behold, kings, when they enter a township, ruin it, and make the honor of its people into shame, thus do they do. But surely I am going to send a present unto them, and to see with what answer the messengers return." So, when the envoy came to Solomon, he said, "What? Would you help me with wealth? But that which Allah has given me is better than that which He has given you. Nay, it is you who exalt. Return unto them. We verily shall come unto them with hosts that they cannot resist, and we shall drive them out from there with shame, and they will be abased." He said, "O chiefs, which of you will bring me her throne before they come unto me surrounding?" A stalwart of the jinn said, "I will bring it to you before you rise from your place. I verily am strong and trusty for such work." One with whom was knowledge of the scripture said, "I will bring it to you before your gaze returns unto you." And when he saw it set in his presence, Solomon said, "This is of the bounty of my Lord, that He may try me whether I give thanks or am ungrateful. Whosoever gives thanks, he only gives thanks for his own soul, and whosoever is ungrateful only to his own soul's hurt. For my Lord is absolute in independence, bountiful." He said, "Make her throne unrecognizable to her, that we may see whether she is guided to knowing it, or whether she will not be among the guided." So, when she came, it was said unto her, "Is your throne like this?" She said, "It is as though it were the very one." And Solomon said, "We were given the knowledge before her, and we had surrendered to Allah. But the gods she had worshipped instead of Allah had led her astray, for she was of a people who believed not." It was said unto her, "Enter the hall." And when she saw it, she deemed it a pool and bared her legs. Solomon said, "It is a hall made smooth of glass." She said, "My Lord, I have wronged myself, and I surrender with Solomon unto Allah, the Lord of the worlds." And we verily sent to Thamud, their brother Salih, saying, "Worship Allah," and they became parties quarreling. He said, "O my people, why will you hasten on the evil rather than the good? Why will you not ask pardon of Allah, that you may receive mercy?" They said, "We augur evil of you and those with you." He said, "Your evil augury is with Allah. Nay, but you are people that are being tested." And there were in the city 9 persons who made mischief in the land and reformed not. They said, "Swear one to another by Allah that we will attack him and his household by night, and afterward we will surely say unto his friend, We witnessed not the destruction of his household, and we are truth tellers." So they plotted a plot, and we plotted a plot while they perceived not. Then see the nature of the consequence of their plotting, for we destroy them and their people, everyone. Those are their dwellings empty, and in ruins because they did wrong. Truly, hearing is a sign for a people who have knowledge. And we save those who believed and used the word of evil. And Lut, when he said unto his people, will you commit abomination knowingly? Must you practice lust with man instead of woman? Nay, you are but a people that are ignorant. But the answer of his people was not, save that they said, expel the household of Lut from your township, for they are people who would keep clean. Then we rescued him and his household, save his wife. We destined her to be of those who stayed behind. And we rained a rain of stone upon them. Dreadful is in the rain of those who have been warned. Say, O Muhammad, praise be to Allah, and peace be on his slaves whom he has chosen. Is Allah best, or all that you ascribe as partners unto him? Is not he who created the heavens and the earth, and who has sent down for you water from the sky, wherewith we cause to spring forth choice orchards, whose trees it never has been yours to cause to grow? Is there any God beside Allah? Nay, but they are people who ascribe equals. Is not he best who made the earth a fixed abode, and placed rivers in the folds thereof, and placed firm hills therein, and has set a barrier between the two seas? Is there any God beside Allah? Nay, but most of them know not. Is not he best who answers the oppressed one when he cries unto him, and tasks off their ills, and has made you wise regents of the earth? Is there any God beside Allah? Little do you remember. Is not he best who guides you in the darkness of the land and the sea? He who sends the winds as heralds of his mercy. Is there any God beside Allah? High exalted be Allah from all that they ascribe a partner unto him. Is it not he who originates the creation, then renews it, and who provides for you from the heaven and the earth? Is there any God beside Allah? Say, bring your proof, if you are truthful. Say, O Muhammad, none in the heavens and the earth knows the unseen, say Allah, and they know not when they will be raised again. Nay, but does their knowledge reach to the hereafter? Nay, for they are doubt concerning it. Nay, for they cannot see it. And those who disbelieve say, when we have become dust like our fathers, shall we be brought forth again? We were promised this, we and our fathers. This is nothing but fables of the men of old. Unto them say, O Muhammad, travel in the land and see the nature of the school for the guilty, and grieve you not for them, and nor be in distress because of what they plot against you. And they say, when will this promise be fulfilled, if you are truthful? Say, it may be that a part of that which you would hasten on is close behind you. Surely your Lord is full of bounty for mankind, but most of them do not give thanks. Truly your Lord knows all that their bosoms hide, and all that they proclaim. And there is nothing hidden in the heaven or the earth, but it is in a clear record. Truly this Quran narrates unto the children of Israel most of that concerning which they differ. And it is a guidance and a mercy for believers. Assuredly your Lord will judge between them by his wisdom, and he is the mighty, the wise. Therefore, O Muhammad, put your trust in Allah, for you stand on the plain truth. Surely you cannot make the dead to hear, nor can make the deaf to hear the call when they have turned to flee. Nor can you lead the blind out of their error, for you can make none to hear, save those who believe our revelations and who have surrendered. And when the word fall on them, we shall bring forth the beast of the earth to speak unto them, because mankind had not faith in our revelations. And remind them of the day when we shall gather out of every nation a host of those who denied our revelations, and they will be set in array, till when they come before their Lord, he said, did you deny my revelations when you could not compass them in knowledge, or what was it that you did? And the word shall fall on them, because they have done wrong, and they will not speak. Have they not seen how we have appointed the night, that they may rest therein, and the day sight given? Surely therein verily are portents for a people who believe. And remind them of the day when the trumpet will be blown, and all who are in the heavens and the earth will be stricken with terror, save him whom Allah wills, and all come unto him humbled. And you see the hills you deem solid, but they are flying with the flight of clouds. Such is the doing of Allah, who perfected all things. Surely he is informed of what you do. Whoever brings a good deed will have better than its word, and such are safe from fear that day. And whoever brings an ill deed, such will be flung down on their faces in the fire. Are you rewarded, or say what you did? O Muhammad, say, I am commanded only to serve the Lord of this land, which he has hallowed, and unto whom all things belong. And I am commanded to be of those who surrender unto him, and to recite the Quran,